Good morning. It's day 17 and we're a day late. I had to take a day off yesterday. Just had some things going on, so I wasn't able to do it. So I'm uploading it today. I'm really sorry. And instead of doing the planned activity, which was a heat building Kundalini Kriya and a longer shower, I'm just going to need to honour my body for another day, and we will do that tomorrow. So in its place, not to disappoint, we're going to do a beautiful mandala flow, which will move us around the mat, breathing and moving in unison, finding mindfulness. We'll close down the eyes, we'll really focus, go inside. Hope you like it. If you do, please press that like button, and if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel, that'd be lovely. And I will see you at the end, and we'll get that cold shower tomorrow. Right, let's get started. We'll come to the mat. As we're doing those longer breath holds, we'll do it lying down. So find yourself a comfy position on your bed or your mat or your sofa, and we'll start round 1. 30 big in breaths. In and out. Belly, chest, head, let it go. So we're breathing right down, pushing the diaphragm open, up into the chest, and then take an extra sip into the head. So you're really fully oxygenating yourself with each breath, and then passively let that breath go at about 70%. So breathing in and out. 30 breaths in this round together. Keep going. Close down the eyes and really focus on the sensations of the breath coming in. Focus on the rhythm of it. Find your own rhythm. It's very, very important. As part of making this your daily routine is to find your own rhythm of breath rather than trying to sync up to anybody else's, because obviously we all have a different lung capacity and different styles of breathing. So make this your own practice. And where you're starting to get any sensations, 5 more here, really start to intensify them by concentrating the breath down to those areas. This is our last one, and let all this breath out, and we're holding it for 1 minute, 30 seconds. If you do need to take a breath before I give the cue, that's absolutely fine. Do your recovery breath and then rejoin the breathing. If you'd like to hold your breath for longer, I will cue you up with 10 seconds to go. You can pause the video and then rejoin when you have finished taking that breath. This is all about you and taking the time to show up and do something that is going to be significantly beneficial to your health, emotionally and physically. So in order to make it a daily routine, it's important to make it really work for you. You're doing really well. With each breath hold, really want you to try and relax and let go of tension, because the more we can let go of tension, the easier it is to hold the breath. We've done a minute together, well done. When you hold on to tension, the gas exchange is different. 10 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Recovery breath in and hold it. Force this recovery breath up from the base of the spine up into the head, as though you are pushing the air into your brain. Hold it and release. Well done, that's round 1 done. Let's move on to round 2. 35 big breaths in and out. In and out. There's no gap between the in breath and the out breath. It's a circular motion. So make sure you don't hold the breath at the top or hold it out at the bottom. Literally like waves washing up on the shore. There's no pause, there's no break. It's a breath in and a breath out. Keep going. Really enjoy the experience of this breathing and enjoy the feelings in the body. And wherever you can, really intensify them. You're doing so well. Keep going. Imagine you're breathing in relaxation and breathing out stress and tension. In with the relaxation and out with the stress. Really just letting go. 10 more of any cares or worries of the day. And just being fully present here on the mat, or in your bed or in your sofa. It's ideal to do it somewhere where you're really comfortable. 5 more, as you'll hold less stress when you're really comfortable. So I'll keep going. 2 more. Okay, final breath in, huge one, and then let all of the breath out. And we're going to close down the eyes and hold this breath out for 1 minute, 45 seconds. Really, really focusing now on the sensations in the body. Enjoying any tingling, any lightheadedness. Changes in temperature. Observe the changes and the experiences in the body. Be the watcher. Enjoy. It's all good. Hyper-oxygenating the blood like this. So beneficial. Creating an alkaline body and reconfiguring ourselves back to a primordial state. Keep going. If you do want to hold your breath for longer, I'll cue you up again. If you need to take your recovery breath before, it's fine. Absolutely fine. We've got 30 seconds left. Ten seconds left. If you want to pause the video, do so now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big breath in. Force up the root lock, the stomach lock, the throat lock. Forcing that breath up into the head. This is our recovery. 15 seconds. Really push it. Tense the muscles. And release. Well done. Moving on to our final round now, round 3. 35 big breaths in and out. In and out. Keep going. 30 big breaths. Forcing the breath down into the stomach, into the chest, and just taking that extra sip up into the head. Really focus on it and watch it and experience the rhythm of the breath. Hear it, feel it, be absorbed by it. Let the breath take you into a meditative state of complete relaxation. The more relaxed you are during this process, the more you will enjoy it and more benefits for the body, and the longer you'll be able to hold your breath. If you do experience any 5 more anxiety during this, remember you can always breathe. 10 more. You can always breathe in through your nose. Sometimes breathing through the mouth can create a sense of anxiety. It's absolutely fine. 5 more to breathe through the nose for this process. As Wim says, it doesn't matter where you get it in, just get it in. Last breath in and let go. Close on the eyes. We've got 2 minutes. Breath hold. Let's scan the body. Starting at the feet. Feel the sensations in the feet. Scanning up through the ankles. Feeling into the knees. The sensations in the thighs. Your hips. Feel into your stomach. Heaviness. Butterflies. What can you feel? Feel into that diaphragm area, buzzing with energy from the work. Up into the heart. Find the heartbeat. Focus. Slow it down. Up into the neck and then the head. See the lights behind the eyes. Focus on the sensations. We have 30 seconds left. There's 2-minute breath hold. Keep going. If you're still with me, well done. We're nearly there. Doing so well. 10 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last breath in. Big one in. This is our recovery breath. Round 3. In. Force it up. Well done. Push it upwards. Force it. Recovery breath. Hold it. Really push this one upwards into the head. And release. Well done. Okay. Just take some breaths in and out through the nose now. Coming back to your natural rhythm of breath. Gently in and out through the nose. Just gentle nose breathing for the rest of this practice. We'll use the breath for our vinyasa, but it'll be slow and delicate breaths in and out through the nose. Okay, come up to sitting. And we will begin our mandala flow. Okay, come sitting on your mat and turn the toes under and sit onto the heels. So getting a beautiful toe stretch. Take the hands in prayer position behind the back, opening out the shoulders. And if your neck is comfortable, take the neck back. So we're opening out the neck, the shoulders, getting a slight back bend, and we're stretching out those toes and compressing the hips. Starting to stretch and work the body, ready for this practice. Breathing in and out through the nose. Okay, come up. And just come to all fours. We're going to do a variation on cat-cow. So lift the right leg and the head and bring it into the chest. So this is a cat-cow variation, lifting and lowering the right leg. So as it lifts, we arch, and as we bring it back, we concave and bring the chin towards the sternum and the knee towards the chest. Keep going. I'm going to hold it and then pulse that right leg at 90 degrees up to the ceiling. Keeping a nice flat back, and then take it out to the side as though we're on a fire hydrant, doggies. And then take it to a balanced pose. So the left hand lifts and the right foot comes straight behind, keeping the back straight. Hold it. And then take the hand out to the side and the leg out to the side and hold it, trying to keep them parallel to the ground. Hold it, bring it back to balance pose, and then come back to the mat. Take the left leg high. We'll do it on the other side. So it's a variation on the cat-cow to start with. The left leg lifts at 90 and bring it into the chest. And as you lift it, arch the back. To breathe out, in, out. Keep going. Lifting and lowering that leg. And as we do, we arch and concave, just like in cat-cow. Keep going, lifting and lowering. And now pulse that foot up to the ceiling, keeping it bent at 90 and the foot flexed back. And then take it to the side, the fire hydrant, and pulse. Again, keeping the foot flexed and the knee bent at 90 degrees. Come to your balance pose, so the right hand comes out, the left foot stays out. Hold it. And then take the right hand to the side and the left leg out to the side, keeping them parallel to the ground, and hold it. Getting a stretch into that glute and the inner thigh and the outer thigh. Come back to balance pose, hold it, and then bring everything back to the mat. Well done. Just sink back now into an extended child's pose, just to counteract some of that work. Compressing the hips, the knees are wide, the toes to touch. Stretching out those arms, getting a beautiful opening across the chest. Okay, I'm going to turn around because I'm on the wrong side of the mat. Oh, just take hold of your knees in your hands. Bring your nose to your knees and we'll just do a bobbin. Really just work on our balance. We're going to do a lot of balancing today. We're just going to do this simple pose to start with. Okay, then come up to a forward fold and vertebra by vertebra, come up to standing. Okay, I'm coming to the front of my mat now. And we'll do some flow. Breathe in, raise that arms high. Breathe out, hands to heart center. Breathe in, raise the arms high. Tall mountain. Breathe out, forward fold. Swan dive to a forward fold. Fine movement, bending one knee then the other. In your forward fold, working into those hamstrings and stretching out those glutes. You can keep the knees as bent as you need to in this pose, but we're working them towards straight, the big toes to touch and a gap between the heels. Halfway lift, remember that can be hands to the floor, you can bring your hands to your ankles or your thighs, because we want to achieve a flat back. So Tadasana line in the back. Step back to a plank now. We'll just do toe taps to get some heat in the core. Start with the right and then the left, tapping either side of your mat. We're going to do 10 on each side. Go at your own pace. We just want to build some heat in the core and warm up those arms and legs ready for our flow. Find a rhythm. Come back to stillness. Tip over those toes and lower all the way to the floor. Take the hands back behind you and lift everything off the mat. Arms, head, legs. Lifting everything using the back muscles. Take the head back if it's comfortable. Okay, bring everything back to the mat and lift up into a cobra. Hands underneath the shoulders. Don't collapse into those shoulders, keeping your ears away from them. And again, take the head back if it's comfortable. Turn the toes under. Let's go over the toes to a downward dog. And let's just walk out the dog. Bend one knee and then the other. Keeping hips width apart, your feet hips width apart. Turn out the heels slightly. Sink the heart through to the mat between the shoulders with no weight in the head, even weight through the hands and pushing up from the hands. So no, we're not collapsing to those shoulders. So important to look after your shoulder joints. Then hop to the front of the mat or walk. Forward fold. Come up to standing, breathe in, raise the arms high, tall mountain. Breathe out, hands to heart center. Let's flow again. Breathe in, tall mountain. Breathe out, swan dive, forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, step back to high plank. Tip over those toes, chaturanga, upward dog or cobra. Flip over those toes with an out breath back to downward dog. Just find some stillness in your dog. Look to the front of the mat, neither hop or walk forwards. Breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, raise up high, lift the arms up, tall mountain. Breathe out, hands to heart center. Breathe in, lift those arms high, tall mountain. Breathe out, swan dive, forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. And if it's in your practice, we'll jump back or step back to a chaturanga. Or lower all the way to the floor and do cobra. Upward dog, downward dog. Just find stillness in your dog. And then look to the front of the mat, hop or walk forwards, forward fold. Raise the hands up high, tall mountain. And breathe out, bring the hands to heart center. We'll start our mandala flow now. Breathe in, raise the hands high. Breathe out, swan dive, forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, jump back chaturanga if that's in your practice. If not, step back, upward dog. Breathe in, breathe out, downward dog. But listen carefully, we're going to start our mandala. Right leg lifts, three-legged dog. Step through to a low lunge between the hands. Take the head gaze back. And then we're going to turn the right foot out to the side of the mat and take the right hand over towards the left, getting a stretch down the left-hand side of the body. Bring it back, turn to the other side of your mat, and we're doing a low lunge on the right leg. Bring the hands to heart center if you're able. And then a low lunge to the back of the mat. So we're lunging onto the left leg this time and the right foot lifts. Toes lift. And then low lunge to the back of the mat. Raise the hands high, crescent lunge, high lunge. And then we're going to step onto that left foot and do warrior 3. Take the hands back, bring the knee forward, staff pose, raise the hands, tree pose, So the foot comes into the thigh, we'll hold this tree pose for a few breaths. Remember, the foot doesn't have to come into the thigh for tree pose. You can bring it just above the knee, below the knee or to the ankle. Staff pose with a bent knee. And then take that foot back to a warrior 3. Step back to a low lunge at the back of the mat. Step back to a plank, high plank. Chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog. And we're taking that on the same leg. So we're going to work our way back to the front of the mat. So the right leg lifts, three-legged dog, steps through to the front of the mat, low lunge. And we'll take that twist. So the right hand comes over the left. We look over our right shoulder and then twist all the way around. And we'll take a low lunge on the right leg. Try and find your balance. Bring the hands to heart center. Low lunge to the front of your mat. Side lunge to the front of the mat. And then low lunge to the front of your mat. High lunge, take the hands up high overhead. And then step into a warrior 3, take the hands back. And then bring the leg forward. We're coming to the tree pose on this side. So the foot comes into the thigh. If you can bring it up there and the hands raise. If you can't, then you can bring it to the ankle just below the knee or above the knee. And then staff pose, so the knee comes out at 90, back to your warrior 3. The arms go back. Low lunge to the front of your mat. High plank. Chaturanga. Breathe in, upward dog. Breathe out, downward dog. Come back to your breath now. So that was our first mandala flow. And we'll repeat that on the other leg now. So the left leg lifts and steps through to that low lunge. Follow with your gaze. And then this time, the left hand comes over the right leg. And we do a twist into get a stretch in the right hand side of the body. And then we twist all the way around to side lunge the front of the mat on the left leg, and the right foot toes are turned up, and then low lunge to the side lunge to the back of the mat onto the right leg with the left toes turned up, then low lunge to the back of the mat, high lunge, and then we're going to step onto that right foot and take your warrior 3, and the hands come back, lifting up through the triceps. Bring the leg through, and we'll take the tree pose. So the foot comes into the thigh. If you can manage that, and if you can't manage the tree pose in that position, then you can bring it to the ankle, just below the knee, just above the knee. Remember never to bring it into the knee. Find a spot to balance on and hold your tree. Lifting up through the body, knitting in the ribs, using the balance. Staff pose with the knee at 90. Back to your warrior 3 with the arms taken back, lifting up through the triceps. And then step back. Low lunge. Chaturanga. Breathe in, upward dog. Breathe out, downward dog. Come back to your breath. Breathing in and out through the nose. And we'll do that on the same leg to turn back to the front of the mat. Left leg lifts, steps through, low lunge. And we do the twist. So we take our left hand over the right leg this time, and then twist to a side lunge at the back of the mat on the left knee. Side lunge at the front of the mat on the right knee bent. Low lunge to the front of the mat. High lunge. And then we step into your warrior 3. Hands come back. Bring the knee through into tree pose. So the foot comes into the thigh, if you can manage that. Raise those hands. Find somewhere to focus on, to balance. Pulling up through the core. Standing tall. And then back to your warrior 3. Triceps lift. Low lunge to the front of the mat. Step back chaturanga. Breathe in, upward dog. Breathe out, downward dog. Well done. Doing so well, well done. Just come back to your breath in the downward dog. Hop to the front of the mat. Forward fold, breathe out. Raise those arms high, tall mountain. Breathe in. Breathe out, hand through heart center. And we'll take a variation on that mandala flow. Breathe in, raise the hands high. Breathe out, swan dive to a forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, jump back chaturanga if that's in your practice. If not, step back. Upward dog. Downward dog. Right leg lifts. Step through to a low lunge at the front of your mat. Take the head and back in line, and we're taking a twist. So the right hand lifts up to the ceiling, twisting through the torso, a twisted low lunge. Breathe. Bring the hand back to the mat, and we'll take the right hand over the left leg, and twist it round to that side lunge at the front of your mat. And then side lunge to the back of the mat. And we're going to have a change here. So instead of coming to a side lunge, we're going to come into a side angle pose. So bend into that front knee. Take the right elbow to the knee and the left hand high overhead. A side angle pose on the right foot. 5-pointed star, raise the hands high. And then parallel those feet, forward fold. A wide leg forward fold. Really we'll try and work that head towards the mat. And then low lunge to the back of your mat with the left leg forward. High lunge, raise those arms high, lift up through the torso. Step onto your left foot, warrior 3. Take the hands back. Bring the knee through. Staff pose. Try not to put the foot down as you're bringing it through. Then take hold of the right foot and open it out to the side. If you can hold on to the foot, that's great. If you can hold on to something else, you can't hold on to the foot, that's fine. Just try and straighten it as much as you can. And then come back to your warrior 3. Low lunge, chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog. Well done. And we're going to do that again on that same leg to take us in the mandala circle. So our right leg lifts, 3-legged dog, and step through to a low lunge. And we'll take that twist. So right arm stays on the mat. Left hand stays on the mat and right arm lifts, twisting in a low lunge. Hand back to the mat, take the right hand over the left leg, and then turn all the way around. Low side lunge at the back of your mat, side lunge to the front of your mat, and we're going to take that side angle pose now. So side angle pose on the right foot, with the right elbow on the knee, lifting that left hand over the head. Side angle pose. 5-pointed star, open out those feet, raise the hands. Parallel out the feet, forward fold. Head towards the mat. If you can, take hold of the legs with your hands. Okay, low lunge to the front of your mat. High lunge. We'll step into that warrior 3. Take the hands back. Bring the knee through, staff pose. If you can, take hold of the right foot, toes, and open them out to the side. If this is too much, you can hold behind the knee. You can keep the knee bent. Go to where you can. Step back to, bring that leg back to your warrior 3. Find your balance better than I did. Step back to a low lunge. High plank, chaturanga, upward dog. Breathe out, downward dog. Come back to your breath. Well done. Well done. Come back to your long, slow breathing through the nose. This is not easy, so if you're keeping up, well done. If you need to pause the video at any point and try it, then just do that. That's a good idea. Lift that left leg now, 3-legged dog, and step through. We're going to do it on the left side. Low lunge on the left, and we'll take that twist. So right hand comes to the mat, left hand raises, gazing up to the ceiling. Getting a beautiful line of energy through those shoulders. Take the left hand over the right leg. Look over the left hand. And then twist it all the way round to a side lunge at the front of your mat. Hands to heart center. Side lunge to the back of your mat. And then into that side angle pose on the left leg this time. So the right hand raises over the head and the left elbow comes to the knee. These are all things we've done before. We're just putting them in a different flow. Raise the hands high, 5-pointed star, and squat down. Raise the hands, 5-pointed star, and squat. And we're going to just do some pulses in this squat. Keep going. Just small pulses, 5-pointed star, parallel those feet, and a wide-legged forward fold, working the head towards the mat. And then take that low lunge at the back of the mat. High lunge, raise those arms high. And we step through to our warrior three. So bring those triceps back, raise the leg, find your balance. Bring that left leg through, staff pose. Take hold of the big toes or the foot if you can, and straighten out that leg out to the side. Take it to where you can. If you can't straighten it, it doesn't matter. And if you can't hold the foot, it doesn't matter. Go to where you can. Come back to your warrior three. Raise those triceps. Low lunge. High plank. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. Well done. And we're going to do that again on the left leg to bring us back into our circle. So the left leg lifts, three-legged dog, step through, low lunge, and let's take that twist. So the right hand stays on the mat and the left hand lifts up to the ceiling, gazing up to the ceiling, up that line of energy. And then take that left hand over the right leg, getting a twist and stretch in the right. And then turn all the way around to a side lunge at the back of your mat. Side lunge at the front of the mat, and then we'll take that side angle pose at the back of the mat. So the right elbow comes to the left elbow comes to the left knee, and the right hand lifts over the head in that line of energy from the toes to the fingers. 5-pointed star, raise everything up, squat down, and pulse. Just gentle pulses. Raise the hands up, 5-pointed star, parallel out those feet, forward fold. Really enjoy these wide leg forward folds. And then low lunge to the front of your mat. High lunge, raise those hands high, pull up through the core, knit in the ribs, and step onto that right leg, and bring the arms back. We're coming to a warrior three, and try not to hit your face on the furniture like I'm doing. I need a bit more space for a mandala flow, to be honest. Bring the knee through to a staff pose. And then take hold of that left leg if possible and open it out to the side. You can keep the knee bent to do this, it's absolutely fine. Come back to your staff pose, back to your warrior three. Raise those triceps, find your balance. Low lunge to the front of your mat. High plank, chaturanga, all the way to the floor. And we will just take hold of those feet, raise everything off the mat, and we'll do a half bow pose. And just breathe. Hold your half bow. That was quite intensive flowing, so we're just going to bring everything down now with some energy, with the energy down, bringing it down to the mat with some floor exercises. You've done really well. If that was your first mandala flow, I hope it wasn't too difficult to understand. Let me know. Sink back into a child's pose, extended hands to the front of the mat. Okay, come to a pause and bring the feet out in front of you. We're going to come into a boat pose. So raise the hands and raise the feet. If you want to hold behind your knees, that's fine. But just make sure you're on those sitting bones. We're going to go low boat, high boat, 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 low boat, high boat. Hold it, hold the boat. Perfect the pose. Good, well done. Okay, now we're going to bring the right foot onto the left into a half lotus if you can. If not, the right foot can come into the thigh. If you can take it in the half lotus, that's good. Place the hands underneath the left knee and fold over the left leg. You keep the knee upright and keep the toes pointing back so it's working. Keep the right foot working too. Don't sickle it. And then take a twist over the right shoulder. If you can, take the bind with the right foot. That's it. Excellent. Breathing in as you lengthen and out as you twist more. Take the legs long along the mat. Come into staff pose, sitting up straight turn the feet upwards, and then fold over those legs. Keep the feet and knees working so they are facing the ceiling. And we'll take that on the other side. So you can either bring the left foot into the right thigh, or if possible, come into a half lotus so the left foot is on the right thigh. Take the hands underneath the right knee, and fold over that leg. And breathe. Keep that right foot working, facing upwards, toes flexed back. Come up to sitting, we'll take the twist. If possible, take the bind, so the left hand will take hold of the left foot. And if you can't take the bind, it absolutely doesn't matter. You can put your hand out behind you to keep your balance. Come back to centre. And then come onto the back. And lift up into bridge pose. And we'll take a chest opener. So Venus lock the hands underneath the bottom. Come onto the toes and lift and lower. So it's a variation on bridge. Lifting and lowering whilst you're on your toes. Weight is on the shoulders and in the toes. Don't have any weight in the head. The head is just long along the mat, and try not to turn it in this position. Lifting and lowering. And now come onto your heels. Raise the toes and lift and lower. It feels a little bit odd and you may not be able to get the same amount of height, but keep going. It just uses a slightly different muscle group. Keep going, lifting and lowering with the toes raised. Excellent. Hold it. Bring the feet in and take the hands overhead and just lower down. We're going to come into celibate pose now. So take the feet either side of the hips if you can. You can sit onto a cushion if it's too uncomfortable. You can either stay sat up, lean back onto the hands, the elbows, or if you're feeling more flexible, you can lie back onto your back and take the hands over the head, getting this beautiful back bend. And just breathe. Keep breathing in and out. If you do need to sit on a cushion, if there's pain in the knees, that's absolutely fine. Careful how you get out of this pose. Just one leg at a time. Let yourself out of it. Take the left leg long along the mat and bring the right foot and knee into the chest. And then take the right knee over the left, taking a passive twist. So we're looking over the right shoulder and the right knee is falling over to the left. Keep the right shoulder glued to the mat. Bring it back to centre and we'll change legs. So bring the left knee into the chest, getting a nice hip compression and a squeeze. Keep the right foot working. And then take that left knee over the right, getting a twist in the other side of the body. Gazing over your left shoulder, keeping your left shoulder glued to the mat. You're doing really well. Keep going. Okay, bring it back to centre. Bring the knees to the chest, the nose to the knees. Have a squeeze, a little rock from side to side. So counteract the work. And we take a happy baby. So take the outside of the feet from the inside of your knees. And just bring those hips back. Try not to lift the bottom up too much. Don't lift the lower back off the mat. try not to lift the shoulders too much either. So the work is really in opening up those hips and compressing. Well done. Now come into your Shavasana, open up the feet, open up the hands, fall heavy into your mat and take some nice deep breaths in and out through the nose. Really just close down the eyes here and focus on the work integrating into the body. Feel the work as energy, and it gradually begins to settle as your body recovers from the work. And just enjoy the sensations. And circle the hands, circle the feet. You can stay here for a longer Shavasana if you want to. Take a stretch. If not, if you're going to come sit up with me. And roll up to sitting. Meet me at the front of the mat. Bring the hands to your heart. May the long-time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the divine light within you guide your way on. From my heart to yours, Sat Nam, Namaste, Waheguru. I hope you enjoyed that beautiful mandala flow. It's one of my favourite ways to really enjoy the vinyasa style yoga. It's very, very creative and beautiful, and it's I find it quite a mindful practice. Tomorrow, as promised, we will get back on track and we will do our longer shower, we'll do our longer breath holds, and we'll do that heat building, heat generating Kundalini Kriya to get us in to prepare us for that. Hope you enjoyed today's practice. Sorry again for being a day late. And yes, I'll see you tomorrow on the mat, and stay safe and have a beautiful day.